Welcome to the 153 frequency, whereby I'll teach you how you can use that frequency to create your reality consciously. Let's do it. Greetings to all of humanity. It's really my joy, it's my pleasure, it's my honor to be greeting you and always bring this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And when you discover your real divinity, you're going to also discover the 153 frequency, because the 153 frequency is what teaches each and everyone how to create their reality consciously. It is a frequency of intelligence. It is a frequency of being limitless. It is a frequency whereby all things are possible to you. So let us just look into the scripture and learn to understand the scripture psychologically. Now, for those of you who are listening to me for the very first time, let me just introduce you to the basis of my teaching. I teach that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history. And that the Bible was written symbolically. It has no reference to anyone that existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that would have took place on earth thousands of years ago. From Genesis 1 to Revelation 22, it's all a great psychological drama. It's all have to do with the human psyche. So with that being said, let me take you into the St. John 21 story that you must understand from every angle and understand it psychologically. Now, first thing you need to know concerning this world that you exist is that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And that you are a spirit having a human experience. Also, another thing that you have to know is that each and every one of your thoughts, they are vibrational frequencies. And they are going out in the law of rhythm. And the law of rhythm states that whatever goes out comes back in. Or it's like a pendulum swing. So, whatever you sow, that also shall you reap. So when you really understand that, and you understand that it is your own thought that is creating your reality, you'll also understand that the world exists within you, and you are beholding an outer projection of that world that exists within you. And that is in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verses 11. So when you realize that the world exists within you, then you will realize that the sea exists within you. Then you will understand that all of the fishes exist within you. And you will also understand that everything is downloaded in you in an invisible way. And that there are 9 portals for you to be in touch with that world that is within you. And these 9 portals are what you have to use to learn to create your reality consciously. And when you look at 153, it holds the mystery of 9, 3, and 6. Now, so I'm going to just show you these portals and how you have to vibrate on the right frequency to operate these portals along with the 153 frequency. Okay, now down below you have 2 portals. Okay, and those 2 portals, they use also to excrete waste from out of the body. And then you have the 2 nostrils, you have your 2 air, you have your 2 eyes, and you have your mouth, and then you have the 3rd eye. So when you understand that, and you understand that you have the crown chakra also, you will realize it will take 9 steps for you to travel before you can actually exit humanity to come into your divinity and go into another frequency. And that is the frequency I really want to talk to you about. Now, but before I go any further, you have to realize that the very first portal I show you down there, and I show you that they do excrete waste also. There's certain waste that you have to get out of your system. And one of them is the Jesus and Virgin Mary story. You have to get rid of that, where they taught you that story as if it is literal and as if it is secular history. But it is the biggest robbery that have ever been done to humanity, which is to say it's the biggest lie that have been ever fed to humanity. So you have to get rid of that waste. And whenever you read the Bible, you have to see Christ as your higher self, because it's an experience. And just remove the Jesus, because that's an idol given to humanity to get them to look outwardly. Okay? So, as I was saying, that when you understand these 9 portals, and you understand that you receive and you send all frequencies through these portals, you will understand that the same frequency that they use to give you a television or to give you a radio, the same frequencies that you have to connect with to create your reality consciously. Therefore, when you give yourself to things like the television and you give yourself to other things that has been invented that work with those frequencies, and your mind become occupied by those things they put in place, they are actually programming you and keeping you on a program that will keep you in limitation and that will keep you in mediocrity. So when it is said in St. John chapter 21 that the disciples, and I remember I told you already, a disciple is a follower, what follow you wherever you go is the thought, so it's teaching you of your state of mind. That they were throwing the net on the wrong side. Now, when you give yourself to these things I've just spoken about and allow them to take up your time and to rob you of your energy, and you become so busy chasing after a 9-to-5 job only. Nothing is wrong in getting a 9-to-5 job, but you're supposed to be working to learn more about money and how to set up yourself in a way that you can become your own boss in whatever endeavor that you are pursuing. That's how it's really supposed to be. You're not supposed to be trying to work for a salary for the rest of your life. Basically, that's what I'm saying, because I'm not saying you shouldn't work, okay? But the fact that you are listening to this wisdom right now, it means it's getting you ready to go further and to expand, okay? So, as I was saying, when you think a certain kind of way, you're the one who's throwing the net on the wrong side, which is on the left side. So they're keeping you to think on the left brain hemisphere, whereby you'll be just thinking up to a certain level. But when you start thinking on the right brain side or the right hemisphere of your brain, is when you're thinking in terms of you are a spirit having a human experience and that you are limitless. It is when you're thinking in terms that all things are possible to you. It is when you're thinking in terms of everything that comes into this world, it was first a thought, it was first an idea, and that you can create your reality consciously. It is when you understand that mathematics is a divine language. It's when you start to come into this kind of understanding that you will realize what it really means to throw the net on the right side. And when you throw your net on the right side, it is because you'll be casting your ideas in the right place, your actions in the right place, and you will be directing your thoughts in the right place because you're in the right focus, you're in the right frequency. So, my brothers and my sisters, this challenge of 153 is really a program to reprogram your subconscious mind. So as you will write your ideas day by day and repeat them day by day and go into visualization day by day, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind to come out of the realm of the left brain thinking to the right brain thinking. So you're lifting your vibration and coming into a high level of frequency. So the whole story there in St. John 21 is teaching you how to change your vibrational frequency, how to change your thinking, and how to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity, and that abundance and prosperity is your birthright. So these fishes of 153 is also a frequency of intelligence, a frequency of abundance, and that is the frequency I want to keep you on and have you vibrating on that frequency all your life. And that is why one more I'm gonna go into this whole mystery of 153 and keep bringing it from all different angles for you. But I want to say to you, one of the biggest obstacles, it is you. When you doubt yourself and when you refuse to believe in yourself, that's the biggest obstacle. But if thou canst believe, all things are possible to them that believe. So my message to you is to listen to your higher self, which is your Christ self. Walk along with the instructions that you've been given to cast your net. And when you cast your net, remember everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. Remember that when you think about the internet, remember it's a net. And it's all about energy, vibration, and frequency also. And then you will realize that those who came up with the idea of the internet, it was false a thought. It was false an idea. It was those who cast the net on the right side. Then you will realize all the great inventors is because they would have cast the net on the right side. And you are now tuning in to your greatness. You're now tuning in to a part of your being that was never taught to you by your parents, your teachers, or your politicians, that could only be taught to you by the sages, the prophets, the mystics, the wise ones, those who have gone beyond the brain and come into the 153 frequency and now teaching you how to walk that trail into coming in to the 153 energy, vibration, and frequency to live your life lavishly, to live your life stress-free, to live the life of a real magician, because you have found your magical self. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much. I want to say to you that if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying is making real sense to you, it's really vibrating with you, it's really resonating with you, then it is for you. And I'm saying to you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. But before I leave you, I want to let you know that this message I bring to you, that it is the single eye, yes, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brother and my sisters, my whole body was filled with light when that eye opened in me, and I awake from the dream of life and come to understand that when it says that you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye, that twinkling is an open of an eye where you will awake from the dream of life. And then you will come to understand why I always say to you, let no one deceive you by making you believe that the eye above the pyramid and the US dollar is an evil symbol. No, that's not the truth. The eye above the pyramid and the US dollar represent the all-seeing eye of God in you, who is your imagination. For you will have an awakened imagination, for it is the eye also of the mystics, the prophets, the seers, the wise ones. Therefore, my brothers and my sisters, I would always give you the symbol of the single eye with my hand above my crown chakra, saying to you that when you have the experience, that you will come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life, and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And also you're told in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And truly the sun has never withhold any good thing from you, for the sun is what powers all of humanity and keep each and every one in the right energy, vibration and frequency. Also you're told in Malachi chapter 4 and verses 2 that the sun, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that is why I'm bringing healing to you, by saying to you to throw the net on the right side, by looking inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity, and use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power. Use it to achieve your every desire by vibrating on the right frequency. So with that being said, I want to say peace. Love you all. I'm out.